I want to ask you a very serious question. Do you really know God? Solomon was the wisest man in the world, and he was king of all of Israel. He used his wisdom to look all over the land so that he could understand how the world works and how we should respond to this world. His sayings have been collected as a list called Proverbs. Solomon looked near and far, and he saw that the poor plead for mercy, but the rich answer harshly. In Solomon's day, just like in our day, the streets had people begging for money and food so that they could survive. No matter how great their needs were, the people with money ignored them. Why give money away when there's so many things that I want to buy? Don't those poor people have family to care for them? They aren't my problem. But Solomon knew that those beggars had no help. He said, "The poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though they pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found." No one chooses to live on the streets begging for money. They are forced to because they have no family or friends to care for them. They chase after their parents, but they are shunned. They plead with their friends, but why would they listen if their own relatives ignore them? The poor are utterly alone, despised and rejected by all, destined to die alone in the gutter. Why would God allow this? Why doesn't God get off his throne and do something about the pain that these people suffer? Do you know how God responds? Didn't I send you? Didn't I ask you to care for them? Why then do you turn it back upon me? Solomon has taught us that the rich and poor have this in common. The Lord is maker of them all, which means that whoever oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God. Solomon is teaching us that true worship of God is not singing or going to temple or church, but true worship is in helping those in need. If you see people in need and you walk past them, you are walking past God. You are causing God to suffer. This is what Jesus also said. Looking at those who showed love towards the poor, he said, "Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Jesus is the man begging for your money. Jesus is the teenager abandoned by her parents. Jesus is the boy whose parents got him addicted to drugs. Are we walking past Jesus? Or are we demonstrating the true love of God? For those ignoring the poor, Jesus says, "Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me." But Jesus also said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of God." This means that if you want to experience the kingdom of God, you'll have an easier time finding it by hanging out with the poor than you will by coming to church. So, do you really know God?